just a bit of context, I think that this is really valuable for a lot of people who kind of assume like, hey, I'm going to send in my resume and, everything just is a tick of the box and I get hired, instead of realizing, like, first of all, like how volatile the hiring process can be and how easy it is to have your resume or your application dismissed. But I was curious, what is like the kind of bigger process of someone sending a reel into a bigger studio and then from there being hired? Like where does that kind of typically navigate? And obviously it would have changed since your time on the floor, but what is the kind of more the macro view of application to hiring process?
Yeah, so I mean, I always tell everyone, all applicants, candidates out there, that your submission's going to get the most attention when a studio is hiring, when we really need to ramp up. And oftentimes when that's happening, there's less submissions because everyone's hiring. If we're hiring, everybody's hiring because of the way the work is distributed these days, right? 4 studios work on the same film and they need all the same disciplines. When something is submitted, I mean, we do have a whole recruiting team here in terms of going through. We're always sourcing whether we're hiring or not, and we always do informational chats whether the opportunity is there or not. And really, you need to it's constant conversations, right, to know where the talent is, when they're next available. Are they willing to relocate? Do they want to work from home versus, it's gathering sort of baseline information. So when you do actually have a need, you're able to sort of quickly just call and go, oh, I have on my list of people that are available on within this month and this time period, and here's sort of the baseline information to expedite it. Because when we need to hire, we need to hire. It needs to move fast. We have department supervisors here that for each discipline, so each one assesses talent that comes in through their reels and portfolios. Oftentimes, because the more senior talent, they're sort of known quantities to a certain degree. So more often than not, people are actually familiar. And of course, we always sort of look to rehires of people who've been here because they're just a faster ramp up. But more recently, just based on our boom, that everyone's experienced the last couple of years, we've been far more open, bringing in more entry level and junior talent, whereas majority of our percentage of talent is in the mid to senior range. And that's really proven to be successful for us because then they grow, and knowing only our studio and our pipeline for that moment in time. So the process varies discipline to discipline and the requirement of what materials should be submitted, but we have a pretty comprehensive website and careers page that outlines all of that.